Hi everybody, this is Aaron of the Everyday Language Learner blog, and this is a video tip of an activity you can do to help you engage with the language and be more effective and efficient and have a lot more fun as part of your language learning. Today's tip is about using opposites to help you really master some of those the important words of the language you're learning. It's probably a tip that's most beneficial to beginners, and it will help you really narrow in and practice those words that we use to describe things, to talk about emotions, these words that are really an important part of the language. And the idea is that you're going to, with a native speaker, be able to engage in a bit of a give and take. So you're going to say big, they're going to say small. And this is all in the target language. You're going to say wide, they're going to say narrow. You're going to say tall, they'll say short. You'll say happy, they'll say sad. You want to think of all the things that have opposites so that you can review these. Now, if you think about it, there's a whole bunch of these words, and we quickly learned the real common ones, big and small. But there's a lot, rough and smooth, that we might not use very often, and so we might not learn them as quickly. So by doing this, by actively engaging with a native speaker in this way, it'll give you a chance to really practice these, to get a lot of repetition. Now, a couple of things about this. One is that it's a great way to think about using this is to just think about doing it several times a day. If you're an expat living in the country, you get on the bus, sit down with someone. Hi, I'm learning your language. Would you want to help me practice? When they say they will, because generally they will, they'll be excited to be able to help you. Then you just need to say something like, I'm learning a lot of new words. When I say a word, would you say the opposite of that word? And so these are password phrases. These are things that you're going to need to get the translation to. Write them down on a note card so that you can have them with you, so that when you initiate this conversation, you kind of have the instructions written out and in the target language already. Once you do that, you're going to want to do somewhere you're saying it and they're giving you the opposite. You're going to want to turn it around as well and have somewhere they're saying a word and you're having to think of the opposite. Now, one of the great things about this is that it creates a more active interaction with the language. If you think about kind of the classic way of learning words like this, we'd take a note card. We'd write big on one side and the native translation of that, the native language translation of that on the other side. Now, this is a great way to review things, but you're not necessarily engaging with it so much, okay? You're just thinking about translating it, right? If you do this, now you're having to think of the opposite. You're forcing your mind to really engage with these words in a little bit of a different way and in a responsive way. And I think there's something about that that really creates a better learning experience. So, one last word is that while this is really a tremendous exercise and activity to use if you're in the country, you can use it at anywhere with your friends, with strangers. But you can also use this if you're back in your home country. You can use it if you're doing any kind of Skype calls with a native speaker, or kind of a language exchange type of thing. And you can do it, first in the target language and then in English, so they can practice as well. You can do it if you have like an ethnic grocery store in your city, to just show up and say, you know what, hey, I'm learning your language. Would you want to, do this activity with me? Would you want to help me practice? Because it only takes, 2 or 3 minutes. You probably would exhaust most of the words in 2 to 3 minutes. And so, 1 to 2 minutes is probably all it would take. And most people are going to be willing, and excited to be able to help you in this way. So, opposites is a great activity. You're going to need to get a few password phrases to give instruction so that that person kind of knows what to do. And you can do it anywhere, anytime. So, give it a shot. Stop by the the blog or here at the YouTube channel and let me know in a comment or through an email how it's gone for you. Be sure to send your friends over to the site, and if you want to share this video with others, it'd be super helpful to spread the word about what I'm trying to do at the Everyday Language Learners blog in helping other people get started learning another language. Thank you. Blessings on your language learning journey.